Welcome back to the round of 8, folks. This best of 3 currently underway and this is hard to say, but like two of the better players in this tournament. Not just speaking objectively here, the fact that we've seen great results out of both of them in the past, and I am more than happy that they both were able to get this far and get to the round of 8. But only one can go to the semifinals. And the question is, who's it going to be? Spawning here in the bottom right corner of the map, he is going to be the Red Zerg player, Targa.
Neighbor left as the blue Protoss. It is Welmu.
Targa showing some of the winningest slowlings last game. I really, it was. I feel it was very strong. It was like that double pylon that really started the spiral there. You know, there was the wall going down. It was the massive supply block. Welmu was put in a really tough spot early on by the most awkward amount of units. I mean, I don't know how to describe it. It was like, what, 4 slow legs, right? I mean, like,
yeah.
You never see that, really. And Welmu was such a good player. Again, for those of you who don't remember, Welmu was, like, all killed a team of Koreans in the past for, like, Ace for Team Story Cup's sake. He's kicked a lot of ass just in general matches, but like I said in that last series, Welmu is either a total god or he's like, eh. Like, there's not a lot in between for this guy.
Yeah, I was gonna make a comment about Targa maybe being like lifelings, but lifelings get in impossible situations, like when a zealot's so totally on hold position that it's, you know, and they just slip by anyways. Now Willow just had a couple of openings and it was kind of like, well, if he makes any lings, he gets by. Okay, he made lings. Okay, he gets by. It's kind of, oh, it seemed obvious that it was gonna happen. Of course, not to Welmu, because Welmu had no scouting last game. He could not get a probe over there to his opponent's base.
Well, I think it's extra funny because it used to be Bly, we would actually see that do all the time, right? When we cast Bly for Zotax and whatnot, but no one else really did slowlings or slowling aggression. But okay, Welmu not overreacting to this hatchery. A couple probes come down, keep it from getting too high too quick, and the Zealot should be able to execute it.
I wonder why Targa likes this proxy hatch so much. We see it, you know, Zerg players, you know, other Zerg players do it, but only like once in a match, once in a series, or once every other series.
Well, it is one of those things where you have to deal with it. You can't ignore this, right? Like this, if it finishes, it spreads creep, it wastes too much time. Does finish, you guys might wonder, was it worth it? Why didn't he cancel? The answer is just the creep spread. This creep spread is going to take another 30 seconds to clean up. He's actually going to build 2 lings out of this too. Might even kill the probe. I always forget broodlings trigger that, even though they shouldn't. We got to fix that one day. But
always, if it finishes, it looks so great because the creep spread takes forever, and they get lings over here as well really fast. If it doesn't finish, Welmu noticeably not 4th probe seems to be the difference between it finishing and not finishing.
But by letting it finish, he does get a pretty nice snipe. 350 minerals in the hole here is Targa.
Yeah, so that's obviously the trade-off. So a couple of creep and 2 lings on the map immediately. A whole 300 minerals plus the 50 for the drone, plus the drone. I don't know why it's every single game. Again, some players throw it in once in a while, but Targa so far like almost every single PvZ.
Man, so I really don't remember too concretely a lot of the weird stuff that happened yesterday because it was at that point where our brains were fried. But I specifically remember because it was on the King stage to talk about the piggies.
Yeah, piggies. No more piggies.
Well, it was funny because after we finished the cast, I actually got a lot of tweets about people like suggesting like doodling like stupid paint drawings for like, little pig noses on lings. I don't know if you get tagged in any of those, but they were pretty amazingly awesome and awful all at the same time. And I love our fans. I love our fans just because of that stupid stuff. Does this ling really not see that probe?
That's the most common place ever to put a pylon.
I guess he's looking.
Back and check that.
Well, I guess right now he's just looking for the actual pylons, right? Like you'll notice a little blue blip on the minimap, but if it's a probe, obviously when you leave the fog of war, it doesn't reveal it. So
that's true. Targa doesn't quite see the 4th gateway yet. He might just figure that it's 4 gateways though, or might move that overlord just a smidge to the left.
And 4 gates are not fun to deal with. It doesn't matter how good you are at this game; they're not fun to deal with. I think one of the differences, though, while we did have a player like Pig who played really greedy and thus didn't have a whole lot of units to defend with, Targa, who didn't play greedy, also doesn't have a whole lot of units to defend with.
Oh, you know what? Targa doesn't think it's a 4th gateway. Targa thinks that there's a Stargate behind this. Because 3 gateway Stargate is what Welmu did last time.
Oh, that Overlord's looking, though. He's not seeing it. These Spore Crawlers... I mean, I don't imagine he'd cancel them because they're still good to have just all around, and they're not that expensive an investment. There we go, they do complete, but yeah, it's pylons and zealots that he has to worry about, not oracles and void rays.
Yeah. If the zealots get on top of the hatchery, sometimes they'll just kill it anyways. There's not enough lings to take them down immediately. They deal so much damage so fast. That might be the case. I don't know if Welmu might go ahead and put them in the middle of the mineral line, take as many lings down as possible. The pylons are going down, but not the one. Oh, the one that he should have scouted in the top position. Okay, the hatchery goes down. All right then. Easy peasy for Welmu.
Base goes down.
That's unfortunate. That is just an overlord smidging to the left, or the ling going up to check the front.
It's a lot of lings, though. I mean, the really frustrating thing is a lot of lings don't beat zealots at their back to a wall, but I think these could beat the zealots if they could get a full surround. Maybe. There's still a lot of zealots, though. Targa a little bit tentative to engage. He's, of course, scared of that mothership core. That's a lot of damage to the fight.
But Roach is on the way, though. I don't think this will... certainly should not end the game. Welmu is throwing down gas behind it. And there's always that recall, as long as it doesn't get sniped. But I feel like we might have to, once he sees the amount of roaches. Or not, no force field, so Time Warp, though, does go down. Doesn't last nearly as long. It's drawn from the lings. The Queen's helping out as well. They almost take down that mothership core. Another Time Warp.
The Time Warp will hold this in place. It will be enough, though. I mean, the zealots are all getting really low. It doesn't matter that the units can't chase. All they have to do is fight. Yeah. The mothership core going down too, you know, no chance of a recall, no more time warps. I think Targa, if he pulls a couple drones, might actually just hold down. Not even just the roaches. No. Yeah,
just the roaches needed. So, I mean, that's what kind of expected to happen. I'm surprised Welmu still took that fight, maybe overestimating a little bit how much the zealots would deal damage if they caught the roaches, because they certainly did, but the roaches still, they hold pretty strong against zealots. Loses the mothership core, loses a bunch of zealots, but then again, he got that third for free up until that point.
That was one of those greed things, though. You know, for Welmu, he kills the third, could have disengaged, got a much bigger army. I think hit harder to actually kill him maybe more. But of course, for him, he wanted to keep Targa from thinking about retaking the third. He would be so busy defending and overproducing army units and no drones and blah 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 blah. So Welmu gives away a lot for that. As we see, though, the resources lost, hardly devastating, but he no longer has control of the game.
Looks it's an Oracle. Not sure if he was trying to trick Targa or just purely for scouting. We think for both, but I don't know if Targa would really unfold. There was an Oracle in the way. He still has the Overlords in position. This one probably should have died a while ago. Still in position to check again. Okay, he sees it. He hears it.
Sentries are just like the lamest defense. Their beam hardly looks scary. It does no damage. They're like, get away from our rocks. Big force field at the back of the base. Respect. It's like a giant statue that they pray to every morning.
Biggest force field ever. Oh. Or strongest force field. Well, no.
Well, Nuke is actually the best force field, if we're going to be honest.
No, there's destructible. Do we have any destructible rocks that turn into more destructible rocks? In any of the new maps?
On Deadwing, remember, by the left and right side bases?
Oh, that's true. People rarely use those ones.
I know, we didn't even know about it for a long time, because like, what's amazing is just pro players I've talked to, like at IEM and stuff, that were like, wait, what? Are you serious? When I was trying to talk to them about the rocks on Deadwing, but...
There was that one, the first map for the Heart of the Swarm that had an in-base expansion. The third base that you would get had rocks that if you collapse them, they could collapse on the base.
Oh yeah, what was that?
Damage to the structure. Yeah, I can't remember
Core Hall City or something, right?
Was it that? Yeah, that might have been it.
You're talking about the big 4-player one, right? At the third?
It is. Yeah. It is.
Yeah, I vaguely remember so long ago, but there are collapsible rocks in this map too. But I kind of find it funny because they made such a big deal. You remember how big of a deal these rock towers were supposed to be when like Heart of the Swarm was coming out? They're like, we've introduced this awesome new mechanic.
Exactly.
And it's like, I don't know, the least dynamic thing in most of these games.
Yeah.
I think the only map. What was that? Oh, I have such a brain fart. What was that desert map?
Akalon?
Yeah, Akalon. Sorry, brain fart here.
Oh, okay.
Akalon was like the only map where like those rocks actually mattered for that third, right? What other map has dynamically had the rock tower have any influence on the game?
I feel like King Sejong is one of the ones that has it the most. Obviously, no one uses Undead.
Sometimes.
But sometimes that's always really scary. So it does add that coolness. But yeah, not used as much as like everyone thought it would be when they were placing it like everyone's third and main and natural. But Because it still does exist. Targa's gonna prepare for a Roach Hydra attack. Welmu is going on his way to Colossus. He got that third up easy peasy.
Well, I'm liking Welmu's position better in this game, of course. Sitting comfortably on 3 bases, not awkwardly forced to do some horrible all-in. And of course, with Blink and Colossus on the way, should be able to deal with the Roach Hydra. But Targa, not one to slouch. You know, he's on his way to Hive Tech. Gonna have Viper stat into this. Roach Hydra with Vipers, we've seen being incredibly deadly. Abducts, I kind of feel are just so annoyingly strong. I mean, it's not easy to use them, and if there's Templar out, the Vipers get shut down before they even get started. But man, Abducts, oh Abducts.
There was that one time where like you just got super fast Vipers, and it seemed like it was an easy win versus Protoss. They're like, I don't know what to do. Not so much anymore.
Well, for a good chunk of time, it was an easy win versus Protoss, because all Protoss were like, what do I do? What is this? New mechanics? Why doesn't Force Field stop this? Like, help.
How does a Force Field stop this?
I kind of feel that's gonna feel like every. Like this is 100% just joking, but like anytime there's a strategy that wins against Protoss, they're gonna be like, why didn't Force Field stop that? Like, what the hell? Why do we even invent these damn things?
Going in the back here means that he maybe got a couple of free gateways if Welmu wasn't paying attention, but he was.
I kind of wish he was splitting his maybe like 4 or 5 roaches to the north or something while he was doing this.
Maybe.
Like just drive the attention of Welmu to focus on the back of his base and slip off some probes, maybe a cannon or 2 at the third. Incorporate them harass tactics.
Yeah, that always is cool. We always suggest it too on King Sejong.
I'm liking the War Person coming out of Welmu though to follow this up. Whether it's reinforcing the front line to go for sneak attacks, we have seen excellent comebacks and excellent advantages gained through War Prisms if used correctly.
Well, pushing forward here, I don't know. He's gonna have to recall once he sees those Vipers, or unless he catches the Vipers off guard. But Targa, they're out. I know they're out. There we are. They're sucking on energy in the main. Oh, but the army,
He does have a
counterattack.
He does have a Mothership Core this time.
He can also pull that though. Whoa, a bunch of the Colossus.
See what you can hallucinate a Mothership Core, that'd be cool. Does manage to get the real Abducts going off thanks to the Overseer here though, so really not wasting a lot of time, a lot of energy, but Mothership Core about to go down. Oh, recall potential. 5 health remaining.
Question is, does he need it? A lot of Roaches, a lot of Hydra on the way. The Link counterattack not really doing a whole lot.
Yeah, it looks like the cannons hold. Last couple Hydras bleeding out. Targa in a bit of trouble. His army supply is still standing strong, but that's all units that are just now hatching.
Yeah, he's got to collect them, but they're coming in from like every single base. Oh, Welmu hitting very nice. Those force flows were great. The fact that he's catching all of these units just coming out from each different hatchery is really what's going to win him this game.
The Immortals from behind getting flanked, but yeah, it just might be a little too late. 50 supply to 100, half the army value. And of course, the Protoss has +2 weapon upgrades. GG's going to be called. Welmu takes the series back. 1-1. Now the score.